All right, let's do another section of my Dfflpff outline where I'm going through chapter by chapter and talking about my outline and thinking about the story overall. So, number 35, Al, she comes to, this is on the deserted island she's been washed up on, bandaged and in the black woman, Leaf's hut. Leaf gives her drink, by signs thanks her for her intervention with Whitey. 36, Peter on the Mamre Mesa now with Goethe passes women in the fields, him naked and shy. All the women delighted and kind of eager to see him. Taken to the central village square and put on a podium, sees that even like, kind of the teen girls and they're 17, 18 are huge, taller than him, high-breasted and topless, unlike the adult women who actually do have like bikini bras on. Chief Yuta and her teen daughters Britta and Kuma get introduced. He ends up getting taken into the chief's hut to experience the trial to see if he will be the village wife if he survives. Dun dun dun. This will be the first of two trials, I guess. I'm continuing. I should continue to think about and ponder the village wife thing and how it works. What is the mechanisms of it? Just internal consistency, so then it can just smooth it out on the page. 37. Al finds that the big white ape Whitey is also recovering. Both his ass and that Leaf actually seems to have broken his arm. Well, her being fully conscious again after the thing, she's really in awe of Leaf's tremendous physical power. Oh, by the way, I earlier in the story when she gets knocked out of the tree and she falls down, for some reason at that point Al thinks of her as like this leaf that has fallen onto the ground, kind of. That she's got that's the imagery, so this is why she ends up calling her Leaf. Al comes to realize that Whitey is a part of Leaf's kind of defense system against against pirates and others who would enslave or kill her on this island. There is a lot of victims. She gets drunk on giant coconut juice, rubs numbing stuff into Leaf's seriously stretched pussy, drunkenly intimate and horny by the fire. Ooh, just kind of beginning of that kind of speech, at this point, speechless relationship. Leaf does not talk, cannot seem to talk, and she notices a scar on her throat. It's not in the things, but that's an important little nugget. 38, Peter is fondled by Britta and Kuma as she's taken into the chief's hut, made to drink dragon seed. It's some creature's spunk that we don't actually ever see in this story. Rubbed with cooling lotion. Kuma deduces through his well-used ass that he's been with many men. A change takes place. Peter's cock size doubles, at least in size. Sex drive doubles and doubles again, and becomes more feminine in other aspects, eager to please big women. And maybe it is at the end he realizes at the end that his cock is now jumbo size after pounding Chief Yuta 12 inches or whatever of goodness, fucks the chief until the chief passes out, then goes over to the daughters still with immense lust, feeds them his spunk, fucks them both, eager curls. Finally, all three collapse together into sleep, all tangled together into unconsciousness. 39. Al at first is just friends with Leaf, or at least kind of fuck buddies, sees that Whitey is actually submissive to Leaf. It was just that basically she'd been knocked unconscious that Whitey took advantage. Feeling so small in comparison to Leaf, this huge, powerful woman finds herself very attracted to her. Announced that she is calling Leaf. Exchange of names with sexy spelling out of A-L on Al's chest. 40. Peter is woken in the morning by Yuta in her daughter's, finding him in her daughter's arms, scolds them, sends them to the baths to get Peter ready for the big ceremony. Apparently he's not supposed to be fucking the teen girls. Surprise, surprise. Meets Durba, older warrior woman, feeds him mead. She assesses out a sweet on Goethe, but warns that Goethe is more interested in the hunt and ranging than little homebodies like Peter. Peter has conflicting feelings about the kidnapper, carried on Durba's back to Central Square, teasing hands urging him to tumescence as he goes. 41. Al is hunting with Leaf, all sweaty and out of breath, loses contest, and Leaf claims her kiss. has to carry home the kill as well. Come upon Whitey with his giant cock erect jacking. Women enjoy watching Whitey and Jack getting hot, touching each other. Hurry off to have some sexy times. 42. Peter. He's displayed in the village square, all the women lusting over his now super large cock. Giant masked woman emerges from wearing the golden goddess mask, his final trial initiation to wifehood. This is where we're going to get it. Shining silver teeth. Perhaps this needs to be even more shrouded in mystic shit. Taken up to a mountain and a goddess figure is summoned. Overwhelmingly huge and swollen, buried, huge teats, which is more, he is more commanded to suckle her milk. Maybe this is where the dragon's milk one. Probably should transform him more feminized and horny, filled with love for all those he has during this night. Kisses the goddess, then is made to ritually kiss each young woman. Emphasize the bonding. This is the bold stuff is all my additions. Emphasize bonding with all these women. Should find that Goethe does not kiss him. He takes it as her rejecting him, finding him contemptible. He now sees it later. Actually, she is not in love with him. She is in love with him before and wants to keep their bond personal, not through the goddess. And then it all descends into an orgy as him as the focal point, orgasming continuously and fucking all comers to their own orgasms, not Goethe. And again, there's this whole thing of, I think I like the whole thing of making a little bit more mystic. There's like this golden goddess up in a mountaintop that they take him to, and there's this whole thing, but that it's like there's this whole, like, this creature that's come from the heavens that the Mamras worship, and they kind of gain their potency from, in a way. And he is the vessel for the goddess's vitality, in a way. Maybe vessel for the goddess's vitality. That would be an interesting thing to have there. It's not actually him; he's the vessel. And then, Goethe, well, if that's the case, where does Goethe get her vitality from? Maybe she still gets a little bit of it, but maybe she just sucks his cock or something like that, but there's not the thrusty stuff in there, at least at this point, because he's now become the village wife, and she's found she's actually has more of a personal connection to him, and that's kind of the backstory running in her head throughout the story, while he's thinking that, she finds him kind of somehow contemptible. He projects his own kind of inner shame of being the slut boy onto Goethe that way. All right, so that is 36 to 42 of the Dfflpffs, my super deep, super serious story that we should all just go, the symbolism, the beauty, the poetry, my glasses case falling on the floor.